The woman in the water is beautiful and beautiful. She clasped her hands at the back of her head and a crack appeared. Turns out that she is actually a demon. The masked woman was terrified and wanted to escape, but it was too late. Her body was firmly trapped. The demoness embraced her and took off her mask, revealing the hideous scars. Hands slowly plucked away the woman's skin. Their skins are exchanged in a fusion. The demoness Vivi had violated a taboo. She was frozen for 500 years before she could escape. She escaped secretly and lived by eating human hearts. But she broke the taboo. How can she escape? She wanted to become a human. The only way to get rid of the curse. The difference between demons and humans is whether they have a heart or not, whether they have feelings or not. So the way to become human is to get a voluntary heart. This day she disguised herself as a damsel in distress. She created a chance to meet a man to get the hero's heart. The hero's rescue fell into Vivi's plan. The moment she pressed herself against the back of the man in black, she knew that the heart she wanted had appeared. It was a heart that could dispel the ice, so she planned to use her charm. But she didn't expect the man to be unaffected.
我害怕。
So Vivi poisoned him directly, but lift the clothes to see a woman, but also ugly face. Hearing the unconscious woman unconsciously muttering a person's name, she had a plan in mind that would make her give her heart voluntarily. The woman May had someone she loved in her heart, so Vivi targets her target, danced at the party, and uses her charm to charm men. The men's eyes went straight. May, on the other side, watched quietly, seeing the man she loves in the same way. Back in her room, she threatens Vivi not to touch her man. The two of them take a walk on the lake. It turns out that they have been childhood sweethearts. May had also fallen in love with the man Jack long ago. May was disfigured in an accident. He always felt guilty about it. Faced with May gave him a chance again and again, but he missed it again and again. May asked him to take off his mask. Seeing the man's hand stopping, she took the opportunity to offer to elope. Faced with the man's rejection, her heart was severely stung, so she threw everything away. She jumped into the cliff behind her. And when she fell into the lake, saw a woman swimming towards her, a woman with white hair. Her eyes glowed green. Without hesitation, she dragged her out of the water. A man with big, watery eyes in front of him, and he flipped through the demon manual in his hand.
书里边没你。
The little demon stretched out his hands in anger, fluttering his wings. So she turned into her body and fluttered her wings against the man in front of her. May, who was saved by the demoness, woke up from her bed. She was so scared. She wanted to kill the demoness Vivi while she was sleeping, but unexpectedly,
你不是人，不错，我是妖。
she asks Vivi why she saved her, and this demon hunter approached Jack, who was drinking, and told her there are demons around him. Be careful. Jack denies that there are no demons in the world. The demon hunter is still determined to say May is a demon. Jack pinned him to the ground, threatening him not to slander the princess. And inside the house, May was compelled by Vivi, saying that men are all bad and like beautiful women. But May doesn't believe it and thinks Jack is not that kind of man. But when faced with Vivi's questions, but she didn't know how to answer.
那他为什么拒绝你？
May said he remembered his original face. Vivi pressed on and said she was no longer her original face. It was this misunderstood love. May took the wrong path. She hates that her current appearance is not reciprocated by her lover. She fell into Vivi's trap.
妖的相貌可以自己画，可是你是人。
So Vivi offered to lend her face, but even though she was resisting inside, she still couldn't resist getting the man she loved. She agreed to do it. The image is stuck on the woman's back, partly Gaussian blurred. In the pool of water, Vivi brings the secret medicine water, saying leisurely to drink the water as if she had a dream. May drinks the potion under Vivi's watchful eye. Then the opening scene of the skin change appears. She retired her skin and turned into her real body. May was so scared that she turned around and tried to run. Trapped, she was replaced by Vivi's skin after several operations. She looked at herself in the bronze mirror. She felt like she was really dreaming. Wearing her skin, Vivi said, "Come back in 6 hours to change your skin. Otherwise, you will be responsible for the consequences." And this Jack dreamed that he took off May's mask, and it turned out to be the face of the maid Vivi. She woke up and really saw Vivi. The first time she became Vivi, She ran to her beloved man to question, but no matter how much she asked, the tough-talking Jack refused to admit that he loved her. A fragrant breeze blew by. Jack was again confused. He wrapped his arms around May, who was wearing a skin. It was as if the banshee's words had been confirmed. She was sad and rode away. And Vivi, who had succeeded, was watching her sad back from the walls. Jack came after her. He felt he saw May's reflection in Vivi. The two fall into the water and become entwined. The next day Jack comes to return the sword. May, in her new skin, asks her who she was with last night.
你会看清他的真面目。
When he didn't move, May kicked him out of the door. But then the minister arrived to marry the princess to a foreign prince. Two women stand opposite each other in the pool. One with a hideous face. One looks beautiful. The beautiful woman's hand touched the woman's back. A force was clutched the heart. And all this for the sake of being with the man they love. The princess's wedding costume is unusually bright red, a great contrast to the black background of war and destruction. And her beloved. At this moment, she is tangled with a demon. The man, Jack, imagines the woman beneath him. The man, Jack, imagines the woman beneath him to be his beloved, May. In fact, she is May. May, who had replaced Vivi's skin. And after the replacement skin for the princess married Vivi, she was about to take off her fiancé's mask. After the mask was taken off, she was the man she had met. The reason why the man in front of her became like this, it's because Vivi took his heart away and lost it. What an unlikely match. The man whose heart was ripped out was an exotic prince. In order to revive him, her sister, in the name of marriage, she tried to marry May, who had the heart of resurrection. On the day of the wedding, she put May's heart into her brother to revive him. After hearing all this, Vivi felt ridiculous. How can they harm their own power? Then he grabbed the claw down and was opened by a scepter. She forgot that she had already exchanged everything with May, including her heart and body. Also lost the spell. By now the real May had turned into a demon. When she saw a living person, she could only see the heart on her body. She grabbed it with a claw. Unfortunately, she caught the wrong person and caught the demon hunter. The demon catcher's blood has a corrosive effect on demons. May, who hadn't eaten, was shivering. People were scared when they saw her. Jack learned the truth after the demon catcher's explanation. She became Vivi. They switched skins. Then he understood. He recalled all the previous events before he reflected on why Vivi has the feeling of Princess May. Jack finds May, who has fallen on hard times. To prove that he didn't just love May's face, she pulled out a knife and gouged out her own eyes. He wanted Vivi and May to change back to their original skins, instead of becoming Vivi, a demon who eats people's hearts. So the two went to a foreign country to find Vivi on horseback. At this moment, May is her eyes. Vivi turned into May and was tied to the ritual hall. The sorcerer helped draw runes on the prince's body in preparation for his resurrection. Just as the sorcerer's dagger is about to take out Vivi's heart, the sparrow demon flies to save her sister, but is seriously injured. Finally, she flew out of the sky as a green bird, but the battle continued. Jack was stepped on by the wizard. In the nick of time, the demon hunter threw away his family heirloom. The sorcerer took it and crushed it, but unexpectedly his arm along the body is rapidly freezing. At this moment, a huge flock of birds appeared in the sky. The birds came with a flock of birds to support. They surrounded the sorcerer and kept pecking at him. Soon the sorcerer was reduced to a skeleton. Vivi, who was rescued, immediately hugged May, who was frozen in ice. She was impressed by the love between Jack and May. She was willing to give her life to save them. They floated in the sky. Vivi lit up the Milky Way with her life. After an explosion, the ice in May's body shattered. May's back to the same May. After the explosion, the love between the two was finally fulfilled.